Thank you. It's lovely to see you all here this evening. My name is Solomon Elliott and I'm the CEO and founder of the Student View. To begin, I'm going to say 4 statements, and if you agree with this statement, I would like you to raise your hand. Okay? Statement number 1, my voice is heard in society. Raise your hand if you agree with that statement. Okay. Statement number 2, I don't try to make myself heard. Raise your hand if you agree with that statement. Statement number 3, I don't feel listened to.
I'm married.
And statement number 4, I don't agree with any of those statements. Get to the point, Solomon. And I will. So, in 2014, Sky News and Surveyation took a poll, and it found that 88% of young people across the UK didn't feel that their voices were heard in society. At the Student View, we're determined to break that cycle, giving a voice to the voiceless and using the power of journalism to give young people a chance to share their world through words. But why Lewisham? Lewisham is an area that the Student View's founding team hold close to our hearts. We trained there as journalists while we were on the Teach First programme at Goldsmiths. And it was clear to us that if you were a young person growing up in Lewisham, the odds were stacked against you from day one. Lewisham was listed as the least peaceful place in the UK to grow up. In July 2015, they scored the worst GCSE results in the whole of London, 6% below the national average. And it gets worse. 44% of 19-year-olds in Lewisham currently have no level 3 qualification. So that's an A level or an AS level or an advanced apprenticeship. These educational outcomes reflect a developing country more than an area which is 25 minutes away from where we are right now. The Student View offers hope to young people attending schools in low-income areas, and we train them as journalists. We nurture our journalists how to write effective headlines, killer intros, how to copy edit, and most importantly, how to write responsibly. Last year on our pilot, our journalists were lucky enough to be given a lecture by Gary Young, editor-at-large of The Guardian, and a member of the Education Select Committee visited one of our newsrooms in South London. Our work in Lewisham has been given a boost. 4 journalists here from Goldsmiths College have agreed to visit the schools at least once on the programme. These 4 journalists have over 120 years of experience in the industry. But it can get better. If we raise £10,000 tonight, we have the capacity to double the number of schools that we can work with in Lewisham. One of our sponsors in West London have also agreed that they will release a further £4,000 to support our work in the area. So all in all, we could secure funding to work with another 150 young people attending schools in low-income areas across the capital. The impact of our work is best told through the story of Malik. Malik was a pupil at my Teach First placement school, and he was in year 7. And like any 11-year-old, it's incredibly difficult to adjust to a new school. Now Malik was a bit tricky to deal with in the classroom, but what was more concerning was that at the beginning of year 7, he scored the literacy grade of a weak 7-year-old. Malik was recommended onto the Student View programme, and while he was on it, he flourished. I can never forget the moment when he saw his article published on our site, and it was a match report in which Arsenal beat Sunderland 3-1. There's an Arsenal fan like that as well. And his head of year noticed the difference in Malik as a young man, saying that he's now a different child. And I know we've got some hard-headed investors in here who like hard data and graphs, so I've got one. Progress. So Malik started from the baseline there, and according to the Department for Education, he should have ended up just there, based on a year's progress, which is good. But by the end of the year, Malik was working at the ability of an able 12-year-old, which is what we knew at the Student View, so did his parents, and so did his teachers. At the Student View, we believe young people such as Malik aren't unique, and this costs just £85. So we hope that this evening we're able to raise funds in order to give young people across the capital a chance to share their world through words. Thank you very much.